This is Corolla DeVille, and you're watching Inkwife TV.
Hello.
Zoe is with me today.
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
No awkwardness at all on this episode. We did another session on the Shelley Shining tattoo piece, and this is an episode that shows that further progress that we made. But for the very beginning of it, I'm just doing a quick recap. It's about 3 or 4 minutes of the video.
Very smart idea.
Ooh, yeah. I'm a thinker.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just a sped up process. Anyway, there I am, tattooing the red lines.
Yeah. That was not a pleasant time.
Yeah, the painful memories.
Oh, the painful.
They're still with you.
Many memories.
In case you've never seen my video before, Zoe is my apprentice and also my child.
Hello.
And I put this tattoo on their calf, and so they are with me, voicing over this video.
Giving commentary.
Yeah, voicing over. That's a new way to put it.
Yes.
I guess I could talk a little bit about the tattoo. I did the line work all first, and then did a first layer of coloring on her face. The first color I went in with was a really dark brown to start with the shadows and contours in her face.
Yes, which came out wonderful. It set up a good base to work off.
Thank you. Oh, there I am. When I do a portrait, I always like to first get the contours in the face, and then second I like to go and perfect the eyes. I like to make the eyes as realistic as possible as early in the tattoo, as in the portrait as I can.
Yeah, it's a very important main focal point.
Yes, that's the first one. Secondly, I like to go in and work on the mouth.
Yeah.
That's the second, in my opinion, the second most important bit, and then go back in and get the nose in place.
I fully get that, especially with going in for the mouth, like second most important, like the eyes and the mouth, like those are the main key components to an expression. Like nose is like cool, whatever, but when it comes to like a mouth, I totally get that. You don't want to have somebody going home with a gaunt, odd looking mouth.
Yes, not at all.
Even if it's a work in progress.
Yeah. So the first part, when we finished with her eyes and her mouth, that was the end of session 1. And what you're looking at now is the second session that we worked on, where we put all the color into her plaid shirt and finished up her face.
And which, it was actually probably my favorite session. I don't mean that sarcastically.
That's right.
I mean that as in, it was my favorite because when I saw the flannel, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I was just awestruck a little bit.
I love how that flannel turned out.
It looks so real. Even healed, it is so very, very...
Yeah. All the colors stayed really well in this tattoo so far.
Yeah, I'm loving, I always love watching you going with your purples.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I added a little purple in the shadows. It gives it a little bit of a sickly feel, I think. Because, her skin is supposed to be a bit translucent, and it's just a little eerie.
And as well as she's cold, so anytime your skin flares up and is red and distressed or inflamed or anything, cold's gonna bring out that blue undertone, blue and purple undertone.
Yes, you're exactly right. And anyway, it's a really good contrast with the orange tones in her skin.
Yeah.
As well. Oh, and I love the eyelashes.
Oh,
I love how the shadow in the eyes turned out so nicely.
I love the eyes, and I love watching you add more like shadows and contours in.
I'll probably go into them again one more time before the tattoo is completed, just because it's fun. You can always, you don't want to... Oh, okay, so there's the end of session 2, and here's the last portion that we did. That's the actual subject of this video.
And it wasn't that painful, luckily,
good.
For the most part.
I was wondering. Sometimes you just have a rough day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. It's like, for pain level wise, I feel like I'm just used to it, like mentally.
Yeah.
So by now, anytime I'm like pain or anything with the tattoo. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. I know you, on this particular day when I tattooed your leg, you had tattooed my neck earlier in the day. And for whatever reason, I was feeling really sensitive on that day. And it was really tender for me. You did fine, but I don't know. Sometimes the tattoo almost feels good, and sometimes it's a chore to make it through there.
Yeah. For this one though, I've never felt that it was much of a chore. Like, even though the pain was extremely intense and I was crying, I was just kind of like, this just comes and goes. Pain is temporary, tattoo is forever.
True, so true.
I would much rather be able to express myself and go through a good bit of pain than not be able to.
So true. So what I'm doing here is working on the beautiful highlights and shadows in her hair.
Yeah.
Her hair is super duper dark, so there's not a lot of highlights in there, but there's a little bit.
Just enough to bring it out, and I really, really like the fact that you focused on the hair. And like specifically the hair strands.
Yes.
Like the little extra hair strands, because whenever you're drawing realistic hair, those little extra strands add so much.
Yeah, those wispies are very important.
Yeah, I've learned when I'm drawing hair to make sure that like the majority, like the main shape is soft. And adding those little extra stray hairs work really, really well, because not all of them are going to focus in when you're drawing or like whenever in like a normal photo.
Yeah.
So just making a few of them stand out really helps.
Well, I left some light spots in there. I'm going to come back in a bit with a little bit of contrasting color and some white highlights, but most of her hair is pretty saturated.
Oh yeah. And it framed her face so well.
Yeah, it made, once I got the hair on there, her face started to really look good.
Yeah, yes.
It wasn't so weird anymore.
I have to say, the Here's Johnny banner, I'm a little bit scared about, and especially those roses up there.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to be fun, but...
We'll probably do that top bit in 2 sections. I'll do all of the black and gray shading maybe next time, and the bat. That's probably a good idea.
Yes.
And then go in the last time with the colors and the blood in the background.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking 2 more sessions will probably get it taken care of.
Hopefully.
As long as we're both in good moods, as long, because I'm doing this tattoo on you just in my spare time.
Yeah.
Because it's a project for both of us. And so we'll just see how we both feel. We may feel like 2 hours, we may feel like 4 or 5. I don't know.
I'm excited to get those stems fully colored in black.
Oh, yeah.
As well. Those are going to stand out so well and frame everything.
Yeah, I forgot that those are black, so that will go in with all the shading.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that'll probably get it taken care of, I'm thinking 2 sessions.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. I'm very, very excited for you to like shade in that hand as well as the axe.
Yes, I keep forgetting about her hand down below. I should have done it when I did the face, but, I was focused on one thing.
It's okay. It's perfectly fine. Like, honestly, it's pretty normal for us artists to forget, no matter how professional we are.
This is so true. So what I'm doing in her hair now is I added some olive green. There was a weird, I don't know, in the photo there was a green reflection in her hair, so I put that in there.
Sorry, it was from the window.
Oh, okay.
Because where she's standing, with the bat, she's standing like in the little stairway, and she's like looking terrified. And over on like one side, there's like windows and stuff.
Okay.
So that gave it a nice like, different form of lighting. Like, whenever it comes to lighting, it's always fun to have like extra lighting coming from different directions.
Yes, it is, and maybe slightly different contrasting colors.
Yes. Often when I like to finish up my drawings, I like to add a little bit of like red and blue tones, or just some form of contrasting colors and complementary colors over my drawing, so it makes everything like more cohesive.
That's a good idea. That'd be a fun thing to play around with.
Yes, absolutely.
As I worked on the turtleneck that she's wearing. I used a lot of browns in the shading and almond tones and a little bit of flesh color too. I mean, it's when it comes out, it looks a little darker than it was in the picture, but you got to be careful with white stuff because it'll be the first thing to fade out. So if I give it a little bit more shading than it did naturally, I feel like it's okay because the longevity is going to be there.
Yeah, but you did get the linen, like the linen color fleece look down.
Yeah, it turned out really nice.
Yes, I'm quite happy with it.
Oh, good. That is what matters. That is what matters.
I'm very, very happy with it. Yeah.
So I'd already used the gray wash in the shadows, and then I went back over it with like a burnt umber.
Yes, back at it again with the burnt umber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything in the sweater pretty much came out of my portrait set. Cause, you know, just the very muted natural colors. I'm going over the burnt umber, a lot of the burnt umber that I did in the shadows with an almond.
Yes.
And it's close to your skin tone, but it just gives a little bit of a contrast.
Yes.
Because the white's not exactly white. It's more of a neutral.
Yeah, more of a linen-y color.
Yeah, and then I put a little bit of flesh tone in it too, just because that's a little reflection that pulls it in together with the face.
Yes. Whenever you're shading someone, you always have to think about their environment they're in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I loved seeing that sweater coming together.
Mm-hmm. And then I finished up with some little white highlights.
Which I loved. Like, when I looked back, I was like, oh my gosh, that just adds everything together.
Yeah, that made it stand out quite a bit. Like the little white highlights in the eyes and the teeth, and those are still there and stayed good. So I'm thinking that the white in the sweater should
so
pull it out too.
This gives me the energy of, like, you know, those like 80s, 90s, like big old portraits of people together, like how Stranger Things looked.
Yeah.
This gives me that kind of energy, and I'm really living for it. Doesn't it? It feels kind of painted.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. It gives it that kind of cool energy.
Yeah. Well, here is about how far we've gotten. And like I said, we got probably 2 more sessions to finish it up. I'll probably go back into the face a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, it can always be a little bit better. But thank you guys for watching.